everyone, I'm Kevin Maggiacomo, President and CEO of SVN International. So it's the middle of July, and even as we get into the dog days of summer and temperatures are rising across the United States and the globe for that matter, the economic forecast is certainly looking chillier. But opportunities abound in commercial real estate. Underwriting has been conservative. Owners have been conservative during the pandemic, and the sector remains healthy. But let's look at the scorecard. Before the end of this month, we'll receive new GDP numbers from the Bureau of Economic Analysis that'll tell us how much the economy grew during the second quarter, and by all indications, we best not be getting our hopes up too high for good news. So the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta puts together a real-time forecast for GDP throughout the quarter, and their most recent model estimates, which were released on July 15th, called for a 1.5% annualized contraction in the second quarter. Now, of course, this comes after a negative 1.6% growth rate measured back in the first quarter. So let's call it what it is. With the specter of the U.S. having back-to-back quarters of negative growth looking increasingly likely, the probability of an upcoming recession is unquestionably rising. Let's put that out there. But before we batten down the hatches and overreact, we'd be wise to remember that no two recessions look exactly the same. So while there's no denying that softening economic growth has already eaten into Americans' pockets with losses in the stock market, it remains to be seen if that'll also translate into lost paychecks. We may not see that this time. So historically, recessions have led to layoffs and a shrinking number of jobs. That's what we expect to see when we think recession, right? Knowing this month's jobs report was watched with extreme interest, and somewhat surprisingly, the labor market kept going full steam ahead, plowing forward, adding 372,000 new jobs. Now that's higher than all but 3 months during the 2009 to 2020 business cycle. And as we all remember, those first few years after the Great Recession were often referred to as the jobless recovery. As irony may have it, given where labor in demand remains today, we could be in line for a job-full recession. So the bottom line is that this recession will not likely be a crash. On the commercial real estate side, again, underwriting's been extremely conservative and healthy over the past 10, 12 years. Owners have been conservative during the pandemic years, and the sector remains in good shape. People are still retiring and need to sell. 1031 exchanges still need to be completed while they still can be completed. People are after new, bigger, better assets. That, coupled with the safe harbor nature of commercial real estate investment, should keep transaction volume historically robust as we proceed through this next phase of the economy. But what do you think? I'd be interested in your comments. You can leave those here or visit us at svn.com, find an advisor, and have a conversation. Thank you.